Disney Lorcana Set 8, The Reign of Jafar, comes out next week, and with it some new legendaries to consider in our deck building. So today I'm going to go through and rate every Reign of Jafar legendary on my own unique scale that I'll explain in a moment. But before we get into it, I want to remind everyone to please like this video and subscribe to the Sorcerer's Hat for more Disney Lorcana content. I post brand new videos every Friday. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, I can't thank you all enough. The giveaway prize has been ordered and is on the way. I'll announce what it is and how to enter the giveaway once we reach that number, and I am really going to make sure that I am actually giving it to a subscriber. But in the meantime, let's talk about some legendaries. So first things first, we're going to rank all of the cards on a sort of tier list with some caveats. For one thing, I'm not going to use the S tier, A, B, C tier list, whatever you want to call it. I don't really find that it's super useful for new players, and sometimes it doesn't fully explain the context of a card. So instead, we're going to use this scale. Meta means that the card will most likely be played in the coming meta and probably stick around post-rotation. These are the best cards. Playable means that they aren't exactly meta, but they are decent and could be seen in some fringe play, or that they go in some very specific decks, but they are fairly good. Niche means that they only really go into one deck, but in that deck they're either pretty good or really good, but they don't see wide play. Unplayable means that they're just really bad and probably won't see any play at all. And good post-rotation means that they aren't very good now, but post-rotation they might be, at the bare minimum, at least playable. Okay, now that we've got that all sorted out, let's look at some cards. So first up, we've got Goofy, Groundbreaking Chef. He's an inkable 4-cost Amber character card with 3 strength, 4 willpower, and he quests for 2. He has 1 ability, plenty to go around. At the end of your turn, you may remove up to 1 damage from each of your other characters. Ready each character you removed damage from this way. Currently, there isn't a lot of room in like Steel Song for this card. Other Amber decks could probably use this, but as of right now, I don't think Goofy sees very much play. However, post-rotation, we don't really know what Amber looks like, so there is a chance in like a challenge-heavy Amber Ruby deck, this card sees a fair amount of play, or in some kind of Bodyguards deck, it could see play, although you don't always want to ready your Bodyguards. It really kind of depends on what you're trying to achieve, I guess. So I'm going to file this under good post-rotation, even though I think it could also be put in playable, but I think it will probably shine a lot better after a lot of cards have rotated. Next up is Chief Bogo, Commanding Officer. He is an inkable 6-cost Amber character card with 5 strength, 5 willpower, and he quests for 1. He has 1 ability, Sending Backup. During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your characters with Bodyguard is banished, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card with cost 5 or less, you may play that character for free. Otherwise, put it on the top of your deck. So this is kind of like Mufasa, but more specific. This card feels pretty niche. He has okay stats, but you have to play some version of a Bodyguards deck to make this work, and we don't really know how many of them are being reprinted in Fabled. Also, this can just brick and fail to find a good character to play, or it could grab a not so great character. The floor is pretty low, while the ceiling is high-ish, really depending on what you hit. All that being said, I'm not ready to write this off completely, but I think I'm going to file it under niche because I think it only really goes in some kind of post-rotation Bodyguard deck, if that even exists in the future. Next, we've got Pinocchio, Strings Attached. He is an inkable 4-cost Amethyst character card with 0 strength, 4 willpower. He quests for 2. He has evasive and 1 ability, Got to Keep Real Quiet. Once during your turn, whenever you ready this character, you may draw a card. Being able to quest for 2 is pretty great. Being able to draw a card when ready is also pretty great, which means that if he actually survives into your opponent's turn, you get to draw 2 cards at the beginning of your turn, which is really nice. He also gels well with some of the self-damage cards because he has a fair amount of willpower, and if you play things that ready him during your turn, you get to just draw a card and possibly quest again. So it's not that bad. The main issue that he has is that he's a 0/4, and there are a lot of evasive threats in the meta right now, so I don't think he sees very much play in set 8, but I think post-rotation this could be a really good card. Next is Bambi, Little Prince. He's an uninkable 3-cost Amethyst character card with 1 strength, 1 willpower, and he quests for 3. He has 2 abilities. His first one is Say Hello. When you play this character, gain 1 lore, and Kind of Bashful. When an opponent plays a character, return this character to your hand. In a world where Merlin Goat exists, this probably doesn't see play at all. The stats are really weak, even though it quests for a lot and can net you instant lore. It's also uninkable, which hurts it a lot. I'm very tempted to put this in good post-rotation, but I think I'm gonna file it under niche instead, since there are a lot of questions surrounding this, but I could see a world where this is decent post-rotation. I know I talked about this card in my last video, and I do think that there is a world where this is really good post-rotation. I just think that right now, this probably isn't replacing things like Merlin Goat in some burn decks, but this could be pretty good in the future. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say niche for now. Next is Ria, Infiltration Expert. She is an inkable 6-cost Emerald character card with 5 strength, 5 willpower, and she quests for 2. She has 1 ability, Unconventional Tactics. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 2 ink to ready another chosen character. This card is pretty awesome. She has good stats, she can quest for 2, and the ability to ready a character with no stipulation other than paying the cost is amazing. You can see this pairing really well with characters like Maui Shark, letting them take out 2 of your opponent's characters, or take out a character, get something like Pirate's Life back from the discard, sing it, or all kinds of shenanigans. Or you could play this with a character with high lore and let them quest twice. I think this is a great card that's probably going to see play somewhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in meta. I think we see this card at some point next set. It's that good. Next up is Rapunzel, High Climber. She is an inkable 5-cost Emerald character card with 2 strength, 5 willpower. She quests for 2. She has evasive and 1 ability, Wrapped Up. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't quest during their next turn. This is kind of a copy of the John Silver card from the first chapter, which was a pretty good card until certain removal actions and characters were printed that basically took it out of the meta. I don't think this sees any meaningful play in the current and coming meta, but post-rotation, when we lose a lot of that removal, I think this card could be a powerhouse. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it under good post-rotation. Next up is Tinkerbell, Insistent Fairy. She's an inkable 2-cost Ruby character card with 1 strength, 1 willpower, and she quests for 1. She has evasive and 1 ability, Pay Attention. Whenever you play a character with 5 strength or more, you may exert them to gain 2 lore. I think this card is actually pretty good. It pairs really well with the new Prince John card being printed in Reign of Jafar, and it goes really well in a Ruby-based burn deck with some characters with higher strength. She is really frail though, since she's only a 1/1 and pretty easily removed despite having evasive. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in good post-rotation. There's a world where she's niche in the set 8 meta, but I think she'll really shine post-rotation. Next is Lilo, Causing an Uproar. This is an inkable 5-cost Ruby character card with 4 strength, 4 willpower, and she quests for 2. She has 2 abilities. The first one is Stompin' Time. During your turn, if you've played 3 or more actions this turn, you may play this character for free, and Roar. When you play this character, ready chosen character, they can't quest for the rest of this turn. I think this card is pretty awesome. I also talked about this one in my previous video, and I could see it seeing some play in the coming meta in like a more action-heavy deck, maybe some type of Maui Shark burn deck. Post-rotation, I think I see her being played even more, but because I think she has even more potential in our coming meta, I think it's really, really good. So for that reason, I'm gonna put her in playable, which means she's still really good, but I don't think she's gonna be like a meta-defining card. But, you know, she'll still be really awesome and you'll love having her. Next is Stitch, Experiment 626. He is an uninkable 3-cost Sapphire character card with 3 strength, 3 willpower, and he quests for 2. He has 2 abilities. The first one's So Naughty. When you play this character, each opponent puts the top card of their deck into their inkwell face down and exerted, and his second ability is Stealth Mode. At the start of your turn, if this card is in your discard, you may choose and discard a card with ink ability to play this character for free, and he enters play exerted. I also talked about this Stitch in my cards to buy from the Reign of Jafar video because I think he's fairly good. I don't think he's going to be good in this coming meta. Will he be good post-rotation? I think so, but it's really going to depend on what else is printed and what deck he kind of falls into. So I'm gonna stay the course and say he's going to be good post-rotation, but I think the worst that this card could be is niche. So it's gonna fall somewhere in there, but I'm gonna just take my bet and say he's gonna be good post-rotation. If not, I will eat my words. Next up is Ratigan, Greedy Genius. He is an inkable 8-cost Sapphire character card with 6 strength, 7 willpower. He quests for 4, and he has Ward and 1 ability. Time runs out. At the end of your turn, if you didn't put any cards into your inkwell this turn, banish this character. I'm kind of torn on this card. I do think he's really strong, and having Ward makes him extra annoying to remove. However, to ink a card every turn in a color that doesn't have amazing draw capabilities is going to be kind of rough. However, I think if you quest once with Ratigan, you're probably winning the game, so maybe it totally doesn't matter that you need to ink every turn. That being said, I don't really know where he fits at the moment, even though he is really strong. He's very expensive, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that he's niche. He's very strong, but only in specific lists that will take advantage of him. Next is another card I talked about in my previous video, and that's Namari, Single-Minded Rival. She is an inkable 5-cost steel character card with 0 strength, 5 willpower. She quests for 2. She has 2 abilities. The first one is Strategic Edge. When you play this character and at the start of your turn, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. And her second ability is Extreme Focus. This character gets +1 strength for each card in your discard. I think Namari is a really good card. She solves some of Steel's draw issues, and her first ability directly feeds her second ability. She has good stats, she quests for 2. I mean, what's not to love? I love this card. It's powerful, and I'm just gonna say it, I believe that this is meta, and it sees play in the next set and beyond. I think she's that good. And finally, this is a pretty ridiculous card, and that's Mickey Mouse Giant Mouse. He's an uninkable 10-cost steel character card with 10 strength, 10 willpower, and he quests for 5. He has Bodyguard and 1 ability, the biggest star ever. When this character is banished, deal 5 damage to each opposing character. If you can get this on the board against a deck that doesn't run cards like Let It Go, you're probably just gonna win the game. However, getting to 10 ink is really difficult, and you probably don't want to fill your deck with 4 copies of this just for the fun of it. It is insanely powerful though, but I think it will probably be more of a niche card in the end. You're probably just going to end up cheating this out in some way, but I don't see it really defining the meta. However, I see it being the basis for a pretty fun deck. So that's it for my opinions on all of the Reign of Jafar legendary cards. If you agree, do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe to the Sorcerer's Hat for more Lorcana videos. I post a new one every single Friday. I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye. Love you.